We are in live.
Yes.
A very good morning to Zambia and Malawi. The good afternoon to India. Now we are in the session of ninth day in the Scholar and Skill Enrichment Program. Today we are going to see the entrepreneurship opportunities. Now I invite Mr. Anthony to introduce our today's resource person.
Thank you, Mr. Rajkumar, sir. Again, a wonderful week beginning. Thanks to the God Almighty for giving us this greatest opportunity. Along with that, thanking to both the universities, St. John the Baptist University, Malawi, St. Eugene University, Zambia. And as we discussed, this week is going to be a crucial week in our webinar workshop series, actually. As we discussed plenty of things during our earlier workshops, from today onwards, we are going to discuss something about the entrepreneurship. The world, the entire globe is murmuring now. So, from this week onwards, from today onwards, the entire week, the whole week will be related with the entrepreneurship. Today, we are having an eminent entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur having global vision, such a wonderful personality. I'm very happy to introduce Mr. Abdul Latif, sir. I am, please hold on. Yes, hope every one of you seeing. So I'm very happy today to introduce our Abdul Latif, sir. His academic qualification is IETE AMIE. He is a computer science engineer and he is a upcoming successful entrepreneur of India. He is owning a company and he is the chief executive officer for exam summary and his professional qualification certified international trainer for expand your business. Such a valuable certification he did with the help of his richest experience. Today we are going to learn more about the entrepreneurship opportunities across the globe. Actually, he is not going to discuss anything about India or Africa or Europe. He is going to discuss about globally, actually. And he is a regional mentor at MHRD, Ministry of Human Resource Development Cell, and he is a digital strategy advice at Akbar Group of companies. It is one of the very big group in India. They are dealing with the travels and other related activities. And he is a Facebook lead trainer also. Exam Summary, that is his startup, is a NASCOM 10K startups incubated company. So such a great positioning he has made of his company. They are building a complete interactive platform for learners. They are doing this exam summary is related with the learning process. With their platform, we can save 50% of the time learning through online. Cut down on traditional learning methods. They engage in e-learning and some of their core features are adaptive learning, blended learning, flipped classroom, personalized learning, professional development, and much more in their race, actually. And they are creating a psychometric testing tool also connected with HR productivity suite for prescriptive and predictive analytics to be delivered as a SaaS model. And they are the lead implement on Facebook SMB Boost, your business project. He is a lead implementer for India. See, such a young and energetic, successful entrepreneur today we are having. So, on behalf of St. John the Baptist University, on behalf of St. Eugene University, I'm welcoming this wonderful gentleman to take care of our today's and tomorrow's session. He'll be handling today as well as tomorrow's session. Tomorrow he is going to handle with the digital platform and digital establishments Today he is going to speak about the entrepreneurship opportunities. I don't want to take much of your time today, my dear participants. Please make use of this such a wonderful session. As I was discussed with him about the African soil, he was very impressed about. He was very interested in sharing the features of the African soil, the potential you people are having to become a successful entrepreneur. With this new morning, I am handing over the session to our respected and beloved Abdul Latif sir. Welcome, sir. And now the session is yours, sir. You can unmute your. Thank you, sir. The session is yours.
Okay. First of all, thank you, God. Good morning to the students of St. Baptist and Eugene University in two wonderful countries of a continent which has immense opportunity, and the continent's name is called Africa. This is my first time talking to such a young audience in Africa. Africa has been part of my heart. I studied in a country called the United Arab Emirates. We had many African friends, but none of the friends were from to these countries, were from Sudan and Somalia. We know the courtesy of you people, how Indians have been success in your soil due to the entrepreneurial spirit what you have and the resources which can be beneficial for both of the countries. India has been in a large foray in these countries due to the strategic importance of you people, and Africa has a large potential. It has a large potential in terms of all the entrepreneurial aspirants across the globe. So I will be speaking some positions or some notes about what you can say about a glimpse of what are the opportunities in front of you, how successful people from your area has been working in the streams, and we will go through some of the intricacies and some of the problems you face and how can you overcome that position. So I'll be sharing my screen now. Is it okay now, Rajkumar? My screen is okay?
Go for PPT.
Screen sharing is okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. So I can take the slides, right?
Yes.
Okay, now you can see my slide, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll introduce myself. My name is Abdul Latif. I'm an implementer. I'm working for a company called Facebook. You people will be very familiar with Facebook. I'm a project lead for a project called Grow Your Business. From 2017, we have implemented a pilot project called Boost Your Business from 2017 to 2018 for a aspirant group of 20,000 entrepreneurs, and luckily I was one of the best person who have done this project in India. In 2018 Feb, we have been selected to Facebook headquarters in regional office in Delhi, and we have been given training and we have been certified as lead trainer for this program from 2018 onwards. I'm associated with an Ministry of MSME, micro, small and medium enterprise. There are ancillary apex bodies called EDI, EDII is Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, and I'm a consultant to United Nations Project 2030, and a mentor to Atal Innovation Mission, which is under our apex body for which is called an EDII of the Government of India. So we will be jumping into the training right now. I will be just going through some of the glimpses of entrepreneurship. I know that some of the people who eminent people who have taken class last week, I have seen some of the videos. In some of the videos, I have seen that they have spoken about entrepreneurship, but I will be going through some of the positions of entrepreneurship. So, as it is an interactive session, it is not an interactive session. Unfortunately, I cannot ask questions to people who are sitting there, but I will be expecting some questions at the end so that we can make it, we can break the ice at the end of the session. So I'll be going through what is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the ability and readiness to develop and organize a run a business enterprise. So I'll explain what it is. Like an entrepreneur is a person who sees an opportunity in every problem which a customer faces. That is my explanation for entrepreneurship. This is an explanation which can be written in a book. So entrepreneurship is the ability and readiness to develop and organize. Okay, fine. But what I see is that entrepreneurship, or rather an entrepreneur is a person who sees a solution for a problem which is there in the market or in the society. So for example, a problem, suppose you have a problem of electricity. I have seen one example from Africa in one of the TV documentaries, that one country in Africa has electricity problem, and main sport event of African people, according to my research and experience, is football. So what they have done is that they have connected some charging devices inside the football, in the soccer ball, and they are playing for around, you can say, 1.5 to 2 hours, 3 hours, so that due to this kinetic energy which is generated when they have a projectile motion of this soccer ball, fortunately potential energy will be stored as battery charge inside the connected devices in the soccer, and people can connect, what you can say, people can connect their mobile phones for charging up to 8 hours or 10 hours. So this is what is called entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the ability for a person or a community of people to find out a solution for problems which is a problem for many people. See, for someone, why I came to I will tell you my example. Like I was working in Dubai till 2013, and when I came down to India, due to the recession problem, when I came down to India, I found out that education is a traditional method. Education's pedagogy is traditional, so that people are not accustomed to the official, or you can say the latest technologies. Latest technologies which is being used inside, which has been what you can say, which has been trained or used across the globe. So what I did is that I have researched many people or many companies who have been using this technology erstwhile across the globe. And I found out that some of the technologies, or some of the what you can say, some of the training methods which is used across the globe can be emulated in India. So I came with this idea that as Mr. Anthony, my dear friend, have said, that they are going to implement some sort of pedagogical training method. So what I found out is that I have copied some of the methods across the globe and I have copied that method and I have brought it to my product. But I can say that unfortunately, my business has been the technology, or what you can say, the model which I have copied has been failed. So what I did is that I have made that solution which is being brought for the education sector to the HR sector. This is the maneuverability an entrepreneur should have, because entrepreneur should find out what are the needs of the society, what are the needs of the customers whom he is addressing with. Because one solution which is found in America cannot be copied in that same format as a solution for Indian people. You get me? So a solution which is found, which is being tested, which has been tried, and which has been used by a base set of people in America cannot be copied as the same solution, same business model in another country. So that is the problem I have faced. So I will be giving you some examples of what is my journey. So I can say to you, this is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is nothing but you should have an eagle's eye to find out what are the problems which is faced by the society. So in every problem, you can find out a solution which can be copied by many people. So this is the thing. What I'm telling you is that in a continent like Africa, where we will be discussing many positive sides, because you are one of the unexplored, or we can say that you are the only unexplored continent in the world right now. Europe, it is already saturated. We don't have any business models or any innovation which we can bring in Europe. In America, it is already being saturated. China, we cannot, a company from outside of China cannot enter China, and we cannot bring any type of innovation there, because those people are having a close-knit community where they can emulate themselves. India and Africa are the two areas where we people can cooperate in a big way, and we can bring many sorts of what you can say entrepreneurship agreements, or you can say joint ventures, by which it is possible for both of the you can say people of both continents to flourish and to thrive. And we people have a demographical and societal, psychological, what you can say, a trait to you, because from the ages, what we can learn from the paleontologists and people, that Africa and India were both in a single entity around 500,000 years ago, and due to some tectonic plates, we have been differentiated into two continents. One is a country and another one is a continent. Why I have kept a young lady's photo here? A gentleman's photo can be kept there for entrepreneurship position, because I kept only due to this reason, is that entrepreneurial spirit is largely happening in Africa or in women population, because I have seen an African proverb before, that if you teach a boy, you can get a workman, but you teach a girl, your full village is being enlightened. This is the proverb we can see, an African proverb which is very famous. Why it is famous? It was one of the proverbs which was quoted by Christine Lagarde during her speech at International Monetary Fund's one of the conclave in Washington in 2014. So according to our research, in many areas, women are the major population of people who have the tendency to do entrepreneurship. So we will be jumping into what are the four types of entrepreneurship which we can see. four type. Generally, we speak there are four types of entrepreneurship. One is called small business entrepreneurship. Next one is called scalable business entrepreneurship. Next one is called large company entrepreneurship, and next one is called social entrepreneurship. We will be discussing about the four of this. See, small business entrepreneurship is that a person, okay, is a one-man army. So he starts, for example, a hairdressing company, a grocery store, a travel agent, a consultant, a carpenter, a plumber, an electrician. So what he do is that he run his own firm and he employs some people either as a what you can say permanent employee or a consulting employee. So this is one of an example of an young lady who is standing in a market shop and selling her produce, which is called which is in this photo is called tomato. Okay, it's not called, it's tomato. Okay, that tomato is being sold in small quantities. So the only employee and the owner of this entity is who is a single person. Either it is a woman or a man. Okay, so that's called small business entrepreneurship. So what are the positive sides of this business and what are the negative sides of this business? We will be discussing it now. So what are the positive sides of this business is that he is a single entity. He don't have to share anything with any other people. It's his headache to grow the company. If it is having a pain point, let him close the company. But what is the negative of this stuff is that he cannot grow after a certain point. He cannot grow after a certain point. He cannot grow, so he cannot get external funding. He cannot have many professionals which can be brought into the company as consultants. These are some of the problems. So he will be funding his company either by his own accruals or he will be taking a business loan. This is called small business entrepreneurship. According to our research, we will be discussing in the slides that these are around in India, you can say Hello?
You can proceed. You can proceed.
Yeah, okay. So, Mr. Raj, sorry, when was the time I became disconnected? Hello? Okay. So, we were discussing about small business entrepreneurship. And right now we will be discussing about scalable startup entrepreneurship. Scalable startup entrepreneurship is that this entrepreneur starts a business knowing that their vision can change the world. Okay. So when their vision can change the world, people as investors will think in their business and will encourage these people to think out of the box. Fortunately, I am one of those model. What I was speaking before, that I am one of the model. I am one of this category. Okay, so I'll tell you my example. I'll give you an example of the scalable startup entrepreneurship thing. I started my startup journey, like I came from 2000 from Dubai in 2013, and I started a small training program or a training business in India. So many people came to my place. I have seen many people Hello? Hello? Rajkumar?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can I continue?
Yes, continue.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Can I continue?
Yes, sir. Dear participants, so sorry for inconvenience because of the resource person areas have heavy wind, so they're facing some of network issues.
Yeah. We have
So-
some network issue here, unfortunately. Unfortunately, that is the problem. We have some network issue here. So can I continue?
Please. Yeah, please, sir. Please, sir.
Rajkumar, can you hear me now? Rajkumar? Okay. Yeah. So I'll be discussing about scalable startup entrepreneurship now. Scalable startup entrepreneur starts a business knowing that their mission can change the world. So I'll be giving you examples of how can a scalable or a startup entrepreneur can be, and we will be discussing about some of the successful startup entrepreneurs in Africa, and we will be discussing about some of the successful entrepreneurs specifically in Zambia and Malawi. So an entrepreneur should find out what is the problem which is being faced across his area. I'll give you some of the examples of how the big technology companies came. See, we will be taking an example of Google. How Google became a successful company. Prior to Google, there were two companies who were doing who were in the what you can say who were in the search business. One was called Alta Vista, and next one was called Yahoo. Okay, one was called Alta Vista, and next company was Yahoo. So Sergey Brin and Larry Page have what you can say have found out what are the problems which were being faced by people when they were using these two search engines. And they took an algorithm which was an open source algorithm which is called PageRank from Stanford University, where they were studying, and they found out that this algorithm ranks a page according to some of the metrics which they have found out. And what they did is that they increased the metrics by which a page can be ranked, and they found out a new algorithm which is called PageRank. So what they did is that traditionally all the search engines were using proprietary database programs where you can rank each thing stuffed based on the algorithmic scale, like you can say first page, second page, third page, fourth page. In PageRank, what they did is that they have ranked each page on the basis of some of the ranking factors which are being mainly used by the people on a common life scenarios. Their company became famous. Their company is one of the richest company right now in the world in search space. These are the characteristics of a startup entrepreneur should be. He have to find out the business problem, which is a problem faced by many people, and many people's problem, his solution will be tried and tested by many people. In this scenario, what can happen is that funding is not an issue, because if your business model is right and you have the right time, for example, you can say about Uber, you can say about Airbnb. What was the business model of Airbnb? Post 2008 financial crisis, the only thing which happened is that financial crisis, every hotels was not being used on a large scale. So people started renting their homes. This became a business model. Airbnb was born. So we will be discussing about some other business models. Next one is called large company entrepreneurship. What do you mean by large company entrepreneurship? These companies has a defined life cycle. Most of these companies grow and sustain by offering new innovative products that revolve around their main products. For example, Procter & Gamble. You can say Unilever. They change their technology, their customer preference, new competition, and large companies bring innovative products not on a short scale. That's a reason why we can compete with large company, any startup companies, or any entrepreneur, or any person who has a vision to change the world by researching about the problems which is faced by the people, by researching the problems which is faced by the people, and if we find out a solution which we can bring to the table, any startup company can compete with a large entrepreneurship or a large enterprise. That's the reason why we are trying to motivate you people, saying that it is a possibility that any person can bring a big company. Next one is called social entrepreneurship. Social entrepreneurship it's a nascent stage. It's a type of an entrepreneur who find out some social issues in a particular area, or a particular locality, or a particular state, or a particular country, and he tries to solve that problem. In Africa, there are many companies, or you can say many NGOs in the you can say in your area and many countries that I have seen across who are doing this types of entrepreneurship. Their only motto is to work for the society and not make any profit. We cannot say it is not make any profit. It is like you can say that the money which they make is actually we can say it is as a surplus cash, which can be used in reverse to the society again. So, what are the characters of you can say entrepreneurship? What are the characters of an entrepreneur? You can, according to our experience from many areas, we can say not all entrepreneurs are successful. According to our research, 90%, or you can say 95 to 96% of the people who have taken entrepreneurship as a route have failed in a span of 18 months, or you can say within a span of 1.5 years. So we will be discussing about some of the traits which an entrepreneur should have. First one is the ability to take risk. Ability to take risk. Next one is innovation. Next one is visionary and leadership quality. We will be explaining about these things. One is called ability to take risk. So how a risk is taken? There are two types of risk. One is called calculated risk, and next one is called uncalculated risk. Large corporations, on the per se, will take what type of risk? They will take large. They will never take an uncalculated risk. So their risk of failure will be very low, but their innovation quotient will be very low. But in our case, any person who comes out of college, I know that many people who listen to my video right now will be completing their degree programs very soon, and many people who will be listening to the video will be trying to start a career by choosing becoming an entrepreneur by himself. So a person of our category will be having a vision to take a risk which is uncalculated, but it should be balanced risk. So he should be having a condition or a procedure to take, like to research himself in such a way that he should find out the statement or the product which he is trying to bring will be having a solution to many people. For example, You can say garbage collection is a big problem across the globe. We cannot say per se in Africa. It is a big problem in India. It's a big problem in Europe. It's a cannot say you can say it's a big problem in Europe, but it's an unorganized and organized problem in developing countries per se. So if we can take a risk by, I have seen an entrepreneur from Africa who takes garbage from house and he tries to make rubber and plastic out of it, so that he can bring some sort of what you can say, some sort of some sort of products out of it, So this is called this is called uncalculated. This is called a risk, but that risk will be uncalculated, but that risk will be balanced. These types of entrepreneurs has a large, these types of companies has a large appetite for investment from which types of company, which type of people, investors. So how I say a balanced risk, because a factor is called innovation. He should generate new ideas, and he should know how to sell that idea to many people and earn a profit from it. Okay, so you have seen a company, or you should from after my video session, you should search for a company called Byju, BYJUS. It's a company in India, a training company. Right now, the valuation of that company is around $10 billion. Why? Because education is a big problem across the globe, especially in developing countries. The only investment what we do is for education. So he found out a problem statement that when India's internet penetration is around 42% and 260 million people are going to colleges, schools, universities, postgraduate program for an only purpose called education, he found out that there is some problems which he can address through his product, and he can make some money out of it. So people try to invest there, and that company is right now in a valuation of around $10 billion. There are many products from Africa also, which we will be discussing. I have seen some of the products due to in my research that these types of products have been successful there in education sector. Why I said a person should be visionary and he should have leadership quality. He should be very visionary. He should not think for 1 year. He should not think for 3 years. He should be having the capacity to think for at least 5 years down the line, so that his company will be accepted by many people. He will be only recognized after a number of years. He will be only recognized by people after having many ups and downs. An entrepreneur should be ready to take risk both on his personal front, his economic front, his social front, and above all in a psychological front. So the person who is called an entrepreneur should be visionary, and he should have leadership quality. I will speak about leadership quality. Why? Because leadership quality is a quality where a person is differentiated as a leader and as a manager. A person is a leader when he accepts criticism, he accepts negative thinking, he accepts failures from his subordinates. A leader will be a person who will tell the people to lead. He will motivate people to think ahead of the curve. He will motivate people to think out of the box. And when those people succeed, he never takes credit of that stuff, that thing. Whereas manager will tell you to do this procedure, that procedure, you go this way, you go that way, and he will be every time afraid of anything. So he will be never having that the what you can say, these types of characteristics. One, he should be very open-minded. Any circumstance can be an opportunity, and any opportunity can be a disaster. It can be an opportunity or it can be a disaster. For example, I can tell you a company in India which is called Paytm. Okay, Paytm in 2018, our honorable, no 2018, 2017, our honorable Prime Minister took a decision to demonetize the what he gets a legal tender of 500,000 rupees, and he encouraged the people to use a technological advancement called digital payment. So Paytm recognized the gravity of demonetization, and he acknowledged the need of an online transaction. Today, that company is worth 16 billion US dollars. Okay, this is the open-mindedness. You should focus. I will give you an example. In Malawi, I have taken the companies. What the company do is that they know in this lockdown period, rural area people have the big tendency of a procedure called a panic buy. So they found out that people are very much afraid of getting food in this corona season. They started a company, and only through WhatsApp and Twitter. They will post their photos in Twitter, and they will do their sales through WhatsApp. Their customer support, their customer satisfaction, their survey, their research, everything is done through WhatsApp. So we should do, in tomorrow's class, we will be discussing about the digital transformation methods by which any person can start his own business sitting at home. Okay, next thing is that as a father and a mother knows his child, an entrepreneur, he should know his product. An entrepreneur's child is his product. A company owner should know the product offerings, the latest trend in the market, how to fill the void which has created, or which is to be created, or which is being created in the market before bringing your product. So how can you do that? That's a big question which is to be discussed. How can you do that? You should research what are the. I'll give you an example. See, Procter and Gamble wanted to try, you can say, shampoos in India, and one of the famous shampoo is called Head and Shoulders. So their marketing people came to India, and they brought this 100 ml bottle. And that bottle was sold for 130 rupees across Indian stores, irrespective of it is rural or urban, or you can say kirana. Kirana we say for many petty shops in India, kirana. So in this method, what they found out that this sale is not happening. Sales volume is stagnant. The marketing money which they have spent is not being utilized properly. So they went to a college professor who is from Antony's place called Dr. Subramanian, who passed away. Hello?
Mr. Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Can I continue?
Yes.
From where, which slide are you, it was discontinued? This slide all you have seen?
Yes.
This one?
Previous slide.
This one? This one?
Yes. You just start here.
Here. Okay, so discontinuation of business. Discontinuation of business. Malawi is the highest, unfortunately. It's 30.2%. People who started their business from the previous year has been stopped their business. And Zambia, it is 19.8. Fears of failure. Zambia and Malawi is the least fearful people to start a business in Africa. Nigeria has in a 16%, Botswana has 19%. So all you need is confidence, perceived opportunity, percentage of adults who see good opportunities to start a firm in the area where they live. So Malawi has a percentage of 79% and Zambia has a percentage of 77%. Percentage of adults who believe that they have the required skills and knowledge to start a business. Malawi has the highest, which is 89%, and Zambia is 80%. So universities like stay in Eugene and Baptist University, whose students I'm addressing right now, should have the capability and should have the research paradigm to find out how they should research and how they should come out of the box. There are many startup communities in Malawi. One is called Startup Malawi, which give you abundant research opportunities to find out what type of products can be sold in your area, what type of products cannot be sold in your area. There are many successful companies which we will be discussing very shortly, who has come out of the box and being established as a personal business. Okay, what is the positive side of Africa? What is the positive side of Africa? One is Africa, the current population is around 1.2 billion people. Is projected to reach 1.7 billion by 2030. More than 80% of Africa's population growth is over the next few decades will occur in cities, making it the fastest urbanizing region in the world. Incomes are rising across the continent, so people have scalable income, or you can say disposable income, to try many products. Africa has many unmet needs in food, beverages, pharmaceuticals, financial services, healthcare, education. Africa is industrializing. Why? Because a country called China has been investing many leaps and bounds to tap your resources, thereby generating economy for the country. Our country is also investing a lot to bring potential for growth of our two countries' people. Okay. And the one of the bottlenecks which we face is infrastructure gap. So poor infrastructure gap is one of the big problems which is faced in Africa. 600 million people in Africa lack access to the electricity grid. That's the reason while I was talking prior to my seminar or the discussion which we are having right now, I talked that people in many countries are using their leisure time to generate the electricity so that they can use their communication devices for their purposes. So innovation. to unleash agriculture and resource wealth. Because Africa has large abundant space for agriculture and mineral resources. Africa has struggled to translate these resources to shared wealth and sustained economic development. Africa domestic gas market in Africa is going to grow at 9% over a year to 2025, but the continent could use 70% of its own gas because that much unmet need is there in Africa right now. And the next potential thing is that sub-Saharan Africa saw the world's fastest and new broadband connection between 2008 and 2015. Is going to expect to increase sevenfold between 2017 and 2022. Africa has more than 120 million active mobile customers, of which mobile money accounts. That's the reason why I told you. Airtel, a company in India, has started digital payment service in Africa prior to introducing that service in India. India, they haven't brought that service till now, but in Africa, the same company has brought that service before. Then, Africa has diverse countries and diverse cities. 54 countries in Africa are diverse in terms of population, development levels, growth rates, stability. Nigeria has around 190 million people. Ethiopia and Egypt has 90 million each. Most African populations, some countries in Africa has below 20 million population. 9 countries in Africa make up 3/4 of African GDP. In 2030, 3 countries will represent almost half of the household consumption of all the continent. Nigeria 20%, Egypt 17%, and South Africa 11%. Many small countries are growing quickly and increasing their share of continental GDP and consumption. East Africa and Francophone, Central and West Africa to increase their share of Africa's overall consumption and significantly. This is one of the McKinsey's African Stability Index point of countries. Your countries at the top ranking, Malawi and Zambia. So what are the different things which we can distinct groups of countries emerge from this analysis? There are 3 types of growers in African continent. One is called stable growers, next one is called vulnerable growers, and next one is called slow growers. So stable growers are these economies are relatively less dependent on resources and are progressing with economic reforms and increasing their competitiveness. Vulnerable growers are these countries have each at least 1 or 3 types of vulnerability, such as Angola or Nigeria, are heavily dependent on resource of exports. Other countries like Democratic Republic of Congo face security governance challenges issues. But fortunately, both of your countries, Malawi and Zambia, are not in vulnerable growers. We should, I am supposedly by my research I have seen that you people are in slow growers category, going to become stable growers very soon. Going to become stable growers very soon. You have, by 2030, Africa will have 17 cities with more than 5 million inhabitants. So how to win in Africa? How to win in Africa? You should find out what are the pain points which is affected by the population base. As I told you, there are 3 types of growing countries. One is called stable grower, next one is vulnerable grower, and next one is slow grower. Fortunately, your country is not that much dependent on natural resources. So innovation quotient in your countries will be very high. Very high. Successful African innovators are also deeply conscious as a barrier to their business success. An example I have taken for my research and for my class today is a company called Dangote, which manufactures commodities in massive volumes and has made Aliko Dangote Africa's richest person, because he have brought a business model by diversifying into many verticals, diversifying into many vertical integrations of the supply chain, on-site power generation, robust engagement with the government, and in internal manufacturing academy. So he brought a shock-proof business model and a manufacturing model for his company. So for entrepreneurs who are ready to solve problems and innovate to meet Africa's unmet need, there's tremendous opportunity of growth. Students of these two universities who
Dear participants, sorry for inconvenience. The resource person side have the heavy rain and full of weather, so they're facing the heavy damages in the network areas. So we can continue this topic tomorrow the same time. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you. Bye bye.